Peace, Oakland. Welcome back to Gotham Oakland, where you come for the truth about why Oakland is failing. Corruption. Now, there's a building on 18th Street across from the Fenway Park, a place where young black students once walked with purpose, where teachers arrived with dignity and pride, and families saw a brighter future. That building was Ralph J. Bunche High School, named after Nobel Peace Prize winner, a man who dedicated his life to diplomacy, peace, and justice. Today, it looks like a war zone. Windows are shattered. Graffiti decorates every single wall, and every inch of the building has been stripped for copper, metal, or whatever value scavengers could find. The roof has been torched from several fires. The hallways are littered with human waste, trash, needles. The spirit of Ralph Bunche is gone, and no one seems to care. Now, this isn't normal. Schools do not spontaneously combust. They don't become open-air drug markets and encampments overnight. They do die from neglect. They rot from within, and their death was not a natural death. They are the result of decisions made by people who collect taxpayer-funded salaries, pass laws, and call themselves leaders. Oakland didn't just lose a school, we lost another piece of Oakland's soul. There's no one to blame for this but our current leadership. Not racism, not white supremacy. The city of Oakland tolerates this decay because much of the community that built schools like Ralph Bunche no longer live here. The city of Oakland has been gentrified, and our new neighbors, who seem to never miss a chance to virtue signal, they attend every rally and chant all the right slogans, but they don't actually care what really happens in our community because their children, if they do have them, they attend private school after all. Because for them, Oakland is just a pit stop. And when it's time to start a family or climb a little higher up the career ladder, they leave. And then they brag about how they used to live in a town. What's worse, the black and brown politicians who rely on these gentrified voters, they look the other way and try to shame or silence anyone who dares speak the truth about our failed leadership. So today we ask, how did we let this happen? And will we finally force the city to do something about it? But first, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to Gotham Oakland. We recently hit 1,000 followers on YouTube. Big deal, with over 80% of our viewers living right here in Oakland, California. Now that's incredibly encouraging, and with your support, we can continue producing content like this. So please check out the information on the screen if you want to support or donate or all of that good stuff. Back to the program. Now, take a close look at what remains of Ralph Bunche High School today. This was filmed just this week. Once the continuation school, known for lifting up students on the margins, it was closed in 2022 amidst a wave of budget cuts by the Oakland Unified School District. Now, at the time, the school board called it a reallocation of resources, and they said that the students would be taken care of. But no one took care of the building. So in the months that followed, Bunche became a magnet for metal thieves, then squatters, then fires. Today, this once proud public asset, this piece of black history, has been cannibalized in full view of the city. No security, no plan, just rot. Now, Ralph Bunche wasn't just a school, it was a sanctuary. Founded in the 1960s and renamed after the great African-American diplomat, Ralph Johnson Bunche, an American political scientist, diplomat, and one of the foremost leaders in both the colonization of the U.S. Civil Rights Movement. He was the first African-American and the first person of African descent to be awarded a Nobel Peace Prize. He helped found the United Nations, and he later received the Presidential Medal of Freedom from President John F. Kennedy. Ralph Bunche High became the hub for students failed by the traditional system. It had restorative justice programs before that became a buzzword. It produced graduates who went to college, got jobs, and gave back to the cities. It was resilient until it wasn't. OUSD, plagued by years of mismanagement, corruption, and state takeovers, closed 11 schools in just 2 years, most in Black and Latino neighborhoods. Ralph Bunche didn't stand a chance. The people in charge of our schools turned off the lights and simply walked away. Let's take a look at our Tomb Raider tour of Ralph Bunche. And I just gotta show you guys this. It's absolutely crazy. Crazy to me. Black reparations by a burned down school. If that doesn't signal the hypocrisy, the blatant disregard of the truth, the first two signal, this is the epitome of performative altruism. Black reparations right next to a burned down school named after a civil rights legend and icon, Ralph Bunche. Shame on you, Oakland. This is every day I walk by this place. Nearly every single day. Or drive. And many others do too.
That's real large. I know niggas that caved in but still gods. Some said it's pre-programmed, some state it's up to a law. You ask me, it's all part of the mirage.
Tomb Raider Edition. I had to come hit it with the FPV drone. But we walked through this joint. Just look at it. And I'm going to put some images on the screen of how the school used to look. And I want you to consider for a second, what's really going on here? What is really going on here?
The rate flounder flat to bring you round and bend it back, but now what? The hour's not an alibi, doesn't add up, you out of time, fried like halibut.
And Ralph Bunche is not an isolated case. It's part of a much bigger problem. All across the city of Oakland, shuttered schools, empty senior centers, and abandoned civic buildings sit rotting. We call it blight, but let's call it what it really is. This is civic abandonment. A government that can't maintain its buildings is a government that can't keep its promises. Instead of investments, we get excuses. Instead of revitalization, we get ribbon cuttings and golden shovels in one part of town, while yet in another part of town, things are burning down. Now, Oakland's budget crisis is real, don't get me wrong, but so is this. What is this? Seriously. The smell walking through here was just beyond belief, let me tell you.
Oh yeah, hit me in the heart one day. It's just words, string of letters I smack.
So we walked through. I mean, I'm just gonna let it roll, man. I was gonna do a voiceover when I was in there, but I had to take it out. It was hard to look out. I didn't want to be opening my mouth, like talking with all like the nasty fumes and stuff. I didn't want to have a mask on. I didn't have a mask. I actually wish I had a mask. I would have put one on if I had one. But this school used to be a proud school. Look at the photos. I'm putting photos up on the screen of how these areas of a school used to look when it was a proud school that people were like going to and doing things and learning. How many people in Oakland walked down these hallways, had fond memories of his school? If this would have been my elementary school and I had to go look at it and it looked like this right now, I would be absolutely livid.
The last laugh is a nectar, but the sweetest get back.
Look at what has become of this. So look on the ground. If you look up on like all the plumbing has been stripped out, it doesn't work. Obviously, people are graffitiing every section. It looks like the city of Oakland. I mean, Oakland looks like this. Not just on the inside of a squat. You can see up here, they stripped the copper, they stripped a lot of stuff off the sprinkler alarm. Just really sad. The smell, if I didn't say that before, was like overwhelming. Like it was hard to breathe. I was holding my breath, which is really why I didn't get to do a voice over there. Look at these books. Geometry. Biology. It's still a freaking tricycle in the room. It looks like the apocalypse happened and everybody had to run out. I don't know, man. This is like what is that? With Brad Pitt and the zombie movie. This is a real life horror movie here. fallen in our souls. It's manifesting itself. I mean, just look at this hallway. It's all burned out. It's all burned down. Largely dystopian, post-apocalyptic. I think we are just... Kids used to play in this hallway. We used to walk down. If you used to walk in this hallway and you used to go to this school, you need to go do something about this. I'm serious. You got to go write the school board, ask them how did they let this happen in the city of Oakland. All of this happened under the progressives' watch. I need you to remember that. It's a very important part of this narrative. None of the city looked like this before 2019. In 2018 was when the progressives took over city council. Nikki Bass was elected, and then you had Sheng Tao was elected. That gave them the majority because they had those two. They also had Dan Cow, and they had other ones I can't remember at the moment. But the council was majority progressive at that time. And then that was cemented in 2020 with the election of Carol Fife, and then the mayor and city council combined having power in 2022 with the election of former mayor Sheng Tao. Someone was living in that room, so you could smell it. It would smell like pee in there, kind of wild. We didn't want to like disturb nobody. You could smell weed. I was probably at least 4 people in this complex when we were walking through. This is why we didn't finish walking through on the other side. If you look across this little divide, the little Tomb Raider divide right here, we didn't get to go to the other part, the other level of the board across from here. We didn't get to go to that level of the board because, like I said, people were clearly, you could hear them, they were living there. And like I said, you could smell people smoking weed and whatnot. So we thought it was best to leave. So here's us getting up out of here, getting one last look at this corridor and just taking it all in of what happens, the speed in which bad policy can collapse a city. And walking through there was just a mixture of emotions because, like I said, I didn't go to this school. I do remember that outside of a school there was a great community garden. I'm trying to look for some pictures and put that in there, but there was a really good community garden that I believe Wanda's put in there, the top lady in the city of Oakland who puts community gardens inside of schools. This one, Prescott, you name it. She's put schools in these places. So anyway, let me hit y'all with some closing remarks because I got to get out of here. This is really sad, but we got to do something about it. So check it, y'all. Ralph Bunche was more than just a brick and mortar. It was a symbol. And like so many symbols of working class Black Oakland, it has been left to die. Now, we're told this is about a budget crisis, but there's always more money for bike lanes, for political consultants, for nonprofit grift. But here's what there's never any more money for: our children, our schools, our elders, senior centers, our history, our future. This is not how a functioning city behaves. This is how a city collapses. So if you're watching this, don't just get angry, get organized. Demand a forensic audit. Demand accountability from OUSD. Demand that the school board explain why Ralph Bunche was left to rot instead of being repurposed for the community. Oakland's Queen Mayor Barbara Lee promised us a forensic audit. Her first 100 days are almost up. Has her administration even started it? Or was that just another empty promise? Has the Queen done anything of substance for Oakland lately? It's time for our city's leaders to get serious. It's time for the people to demand better. Demands come with consequences, and you can't bring consequences to people in power unless you organize. So peace, Oakland. Thank you for stopping by. I'll see you next time on Gotham Oakland. Please like, comment, subscribe, do the things. We really need you to share this. Get this video to as many people in Oakland. And let's ask the city of Oakland, what happened to Ralph Bunche? What's happening with this illegal dumping crisis? What's happening in Deep East Oakland? What's happening with these senior centers not being open yet? What's happening to our city? I love y'all. Till next time, peace.
Yo, I swear it's only up from here. Yo, I swear it's only up from here. Yo, I swear it's only up from here. Yo, I swear it's only up from here.